Welcome to Emerald Valley Logging. First look map tour with me, MrSealyp. So here we are on Emerald Valley Logging. This is by FDR Logging, and if you watch my Smoky Mountain logging video, the first look map tour and the small let's play I did, made by the same persons, and this is considerably different whilst having some similarities. I know that doesn't make a lot of sense, but it is a fact. It's an interesting map. It looks like the kind of fjords, that kind of thing. It reminds me of, what map was it? Was it a Norway one? There was a Norway map, I'm sure there was. Anyway, regardless, ignore that. So we are down the bottom right hand corner. We'll go into the main menu and we'll have a quick look. So we find ourselves down at the bottom here at the main logging point. Few differences to note. One, there is a biogas plant. There wasn't on Smoky Mountain Logging. On Smoky Mountain Logging there were 4 lumber points. On this one we have 10, starting from 1 here to 2 to 3 to 4 to 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and up the top here we have 10. We have Emerald Cove. There are some rivers, there are some bridges to go across, some little lakes dotted around, all surrounded by water, and this is a fair size. I had a quick quiz round yesterday just to kind of familiarise myself with the map, and there is a lot of lumber. There are a lot of options. If we look in prices, again, pretty much standard kind of things. You can do normal farming if you want to, but no animals. If you wanted to clear a space of trees and then plough it all out and have fields, that's great. The price of wood chips, again, only 307 at the moment. That may raise and you may get a great demand. Generally speaking, I found it dropped quite a lot. And McLean biogas plant silage is 341. Again, I assume if you decided you want to do some normal farming, that would be what you would need to do it for. Now, when we look into actual vehicles, let's see what we start with. I think it's pretty much the same as Smoky Mountain Logging. We've got 2 Valtra N series tractors, one blue, one red, I think. We've got the Comia C6, we've got the C6 header, Brantner trailer, we've got a plough, we've got a seeder, we've got the lizard pickup, the stepper trailer with the crane, the Sampo Rose new HR46X, which is the small tree felling machine, and a Husqvarna chainsaw. So we start with a few bits of equipment. Now, if you're going to do this just logging, obviously a lot of this equipment you're going to get rid of straight away. My advice, either get a loan or make as much money as you can quickly and get yourself a Scorpion King. That will make all the difference. Anyway, looking around this kind of hard standing, hard pan, whatever you want to call it, we have got right agribusiness for selling whatever you want to sell if you do crops. That's here for that. We have got our M3 Morgan's massive motors with hazard markings laid out. So this is where you will do your customization of your vehicles. This is where you can purchase your vehicles if you don't go into the kind of online store. We have storage, silo, drop-off point and reload point if you should choose to do so. And then where's the fuel? Oh, there we go. Gas station directly over there where my cursor's pointing. We've got our red barn for bale grass needs if you want to sell anything like that. We have our sawmill with our sell point, which is raised again, which makes it a little bit of a challenge, but with the use of ramps can be sorted out. And we also have our wood chipping area around the back, so it's all looking rather nice. I like that. There is a massive difference. Before we have a quick whiz round into the woodland, and it will be a quick whiz round because it's at the end of the day woodland is woodland. We have this, and this I like a lot, and I'm going to show you very quickly. I say very quickly. It wasn't on Smoky Mountain Logging, but it is on this. So let's just very quickly without climbing the tree. It would go the other way, wouldn't it? Of course it would. Just to spite me. Right, let's take a chunk off here. Don't want too much, because it'll be too heavy. That'll do. Just entertain yourself while I'm cutting that. There we go. Okay. So, let's pick this up and take it with us. Now, on various different maps where you have the sawmills, you often get a mill pond where the lumber gets dumped and it gets kind of pulled up or pushed, whatever, into the sawmill itself. With a lot of logging that happens out in the wilderness, logs are pushed down into the rivers and then they're taken or pushed by little barges and boats, or just the natural flow of the river, down to a logging point. Here we have one of the largest mill ponds I've ever come across. It is colossal. I don't want to go too far in case I fall off the edge, but anyway, looking down there, if I let this go, hooray, money! So, mill pond. If I back this up, or back a vehicle up, or whatever you want to do, with a wheel loader and anything you want, chuck your logs over there, into the mill pond, you will make money. It will be interesting to see whether the prices are equivalent to doing the lumber in the sell point there. If they're identical, surely it's going to be easier tipping them here than it would be fiddling around with ramps at the lumber point. So that would be an interesting test to see whether the prices are actually different. That's it for the hard pan. That's it for everything that's up here. This is considerably different. It's Emerald Valley logging. It is very green, very lush, as opposed to Smoky Mountain logging, which is very dry, very arid and very mountainous. So we're going to head down into the valley, I guess. If we go to the right straight away at the first fork and then take the next fork, we come to McLean Biogas. Like I say, they do have a biogas plant at Smoky Mountain logging, so if you decide you are going to clear some area and do some normal farming, you can do silaging if you wish to. These bunker silos again are slightly different. They're shorter and smaller with a gap in the middle, so a little bit different to what you normally come across, but we do have a biogas plant which we haven't had before. And when we come back out, we'll take the right fork and head out to, I know they're not in order, but it's okay. We're going to go out to lumber point 4. As you can see, there's the mix of kind of standard, what I consider to be standard giants trees, these kind of fir, pine type things, and then we've got the ones that we came across in Smoky Mountain logging, which are more like silver birch when you look at the bark. I say they're silver birch, they look a lot like silver birch. They could be a different species that I have no idea what they are, but they look like silver birch to me. Anyway, various different sizes, and this map is huge. It certainly feels bigger than Smoky Mountain logging to me. But not without its challenges. The terrain is very up and down with little sort of creek beds and various different things. The lumber points are many and varied. And if you go out through the woods here, I'll just jump it very, very quickly. As you can see, I'm heading north on the little mini-map down the bottom. We've got these smaller lakes all around the place, and there are some areas where you've just got low-lying ground and you've got kind of very wet, boggy areas. Now obviously on console that doesn't tend to make a difference. On PC, possibly, it depends, and I'll get it around the right way this time. The mud mod, if you have got the mud mod on and the map maker has created those points for you, I imagine they're going to be quite boggy and you might get vehicles stuck and that kind of thing. On consoles we don't have that, so it's just kind of more for aesthetics than it is for anything realistic. Like areas like this where it looks a little bit different on the ground, yeah, you might be lucky enough to have some boggy patches and that kind of thing. So heading all the way around to logging point 5. As you can see in the low lying areas, there are little wet boggy patches. So that's logging point 5. If we look on the larger scale map, like so, we are now here at logging point 5. We've come up past 4 to 5, and we've got this kind of water course from Emerald Cove that runs right the way down through, and there's a rather large bridge which we'll whiz around and have a look at in a moment. The logging points themselves are pretty much of a muchness. I say no, sorry, the bridge is up here. Down here is a kind of low-lying boggy area. We'll go to that in a minute. Yeah, the logging points are pretty much the same. They're just a sort of flat open area like it is here, where you can put some equipment, wood chippers, all those kind of things. So what I will do is very quickly whiz back to the main track, or what I kind of consider the main track, that leads you all around the map, and we'll go down, have a look at that low-lying sort of river crossing, and we'll go and have a look at the bridge. But as far as the lumber points go, they're pretty much the same, so I won't go to each and every single one of them. But it does seem like a very well polished map, as was Smoky Mountain Logging. Whether I'm going to do a let's play, I did a very short 5-6 episode let's play on Smoky Mountain Logging. I'm not sure if I will on this one, I might well do. So back to the main fork where I first went right, I'm now going to go left. Now I'm unlike on Smoky Mountain Logging where I did a process of planting some of my own trees. I don't think that's going to be necessary. I really don't. There are there are plenty of trees. Logging point 3 down there. Logging point 1. We're going to come to the turning in a second. Down off to the left that way. Like I say, a lot of these areas here I assume would be kind of muddy, boggy kind of areas if you're on PC. If you're on PC and you've downloaded this, let me know, are they? I know someone messaged the other day and said actually no, the mud mod wasn't operating on the particular map they were on, so it'd be interesting to find out. We will come down around now. Okay, so here we are. This is the first kind of main river crossing, and it's not a bridge, it's just, I suppose, more like a ford, although it's not completely submerged. But like I say, if there was the mud mod on this, it'd be brilliant. There's a few little, I say glitches. The water seems to, there you go, as you move around it's fluctuating slightly. It seems to be kind of par for the course that most maps when they come out, there are tiny little things that, you know, don't bother me even slightly, but there seem to be updates very, very quickly for a lot of these maps. So what we'll do is whiz out to the bridge, and I think it's, I'm trying to work this out now. Yes, it's the left fork. Thought I'd better check. As you can see, we're driving for quite a way, and logging point 7 down there. Am I going to go to the logging? Oh, I've gone the wrong way. This way, sorry. There we go. 8's up there. This is the way I want to go. You can see now the size of this forest, and that it's relatively easy to get lost. But interesting terrain features, different levels on the map, which make it actually really, really interesting. I do like the differences in this. And then we come to our bridge crossing over, again, which I assume is kind of a, well, yeah, I'm assuming it's Scandinavian. I suppose it could be kind of very North American, Hudson Bay kind of area. Don't know. Anyway, very, very high bridge, and over we go, with the smaller creek bed running below us, which takes us out to the final logging point, which is logging point 10, the furthest logging point on the map. But as with Smoky Mountain logging, once you get out to this point here, it doesn't really end here. If I jump out the tractor now, we can go right up here, up through the forest. It's very hilly. Like I say, the challenges here are going to be getting machinery in and out, logging equipment, tractors, trailers, all that kind of thing. We can come right up the mountainside, so it doesn't stop at the logging point, and pretty much keep going. And it carries on up and round. This will be the challenging part. The elevation change from the logging point, which is down there somewhere, to where we are now. If you were going to log this area, wow, it would be quite a challenge, I have to say. But it just keeps going. It is a huge forested area. Again, don't know if there are nuggets on this. I haven't come across any. There we go. There's our logging point, just down there. So we've come up all this way. That's actually quite a cracking view, that, isn't it? Anyway, that's pretty much it. That's Emerald Valley logging. Plenty of woodland, plenty of logging to be done. Biogas plant is an addition that wasn't on Smoky Mountain logging, as is the mill pond, if you want to call it a pond, the mill lake, the mill fjord, whatever you want to call it, for your selling point. But that is Emerald Valley logging by FDR logging. Cracking map. There may well be glitches. I know people messaged me and said on the last one, this isn't working, that isn't working, I can't do this, or where do I find whatever. This is by no means a complete guide. This is just a quick look round, first impressions, first look around the map, and it's nice. It's significantly different to Smoky Mountain logging, although it is just a logging map for all intents and purposes. It is different enough, again, that you could do you could play on this and it not feel the same as doing Smoky Mountain logging. But there you go. That's it from me. I hope you've enjoyed this first look map tour. If you have, give us a like. If you don't subscribe yet, please do. If you want to leave a comment, feel free. And if you want to share this video, then please be my guest. Whatever you should choose to do. Thanks for watching.